Theme of the book. Bharatpur's Keoladeo National Park, a World Heritage Site, is basically a bird's paradise with several species of birds, resident and migratory, in different colors and sizes. But every single plant and animal found here deserves full credit for adding to its grandeur. This book, right from the overview, is an interesting read. The comprehensive details the author has given about the complex ecology of the wetland is a reflection of his deep knowledge of the ecosystem of the park. Each chapter of this book is informative, describing the beauty of the park and its inmates in details, and gives a new perspective to the problems of the park. The author takes you to the journey of the park's prime glory era, having the water bodies overflowing and the multicolored beautiful ducks, geese, fish eaters and waders probing the shallow waters. Sudden takeoff by hundreds of birds from the water surface on the approach of an eagle or a harrier, and then landing back after taking a few rounds in the sky, presenting a breathtaking drama. The story of disappearance of Siberian crane, the star attraction of the park, and various efforts of its reintroduction have been aptly narrated. Birds' migration has always been a matter of curiosity among people. The author has dedicated a chapter of this phenomenon. Also, fishes, pythons, odonates, butterflies, and turtles, generally shadowed by the major fauna, have been given due place. Keoladeo is a highly dynamic, fragile ecosystem, which since the beginning chiefly depended upon water supply from Ajan Dam, located adjacent to it. The dam got dried by the turn of this century as its main feeder river Banganga and Gambhir stopped flowing due to water diversion by the government for agriculture and human consumption, ignoring the park. Consequently, in 2004 and 2006, Keoladeo faced severe droughts. Also, taking advantage of the situation, innumerable trees and shrubs of Prosopis juliflora, a perennial weed, engulfed the entire park, including lakes and the grasslands. The sword of losing the prestigious World Heritage status started lurking upon the park. This was a real debacle in the park, which had shaken the entire wildlife lover fraternity globally. They made much hue and cry and even filed a writ petition in the Apex Court of India. The government had no clues to resolve these crucial issues. Under such hostile conditions, the author was posted here as director. The earlier experience he had gained here for 3 years as research officer helped him immensely in pulling out the park from the impossible-like situation. Short and long-term projects were envisaged and implemented to mitigate the water crisis. A 3.5-kilometer long canal was dug inside the park to utilize the drainage water of a canal which otherwise was going waste, chiefly to save the world-famous heronries. Another new source was tapped to fulfill the optimum requirement of the park by utilizing this rainwater, by laying a 16-kilometer long underground pipeline. Now, this mega project is the lifeline of Keoladeo. An innovative scheme was launched to eradicate the menace of Prosopis juliflora forever by rooting out all of its plants, big and small, through people's participation. Not a penny was spent on this mega operation from the government exchequer. Also, this hugely benefited the neighboring villagers involved in the operation. they got the wood so procured in the process in lieu of their hard labor. Also, this mutual benefit scheme immensely helped the park management in improving relations with these neighbors. This was perhaps a lone example of this kind globally. Thus, the rebuilding of the park took place, returning its old glory. The World Heritage Center and International Union for Conservation of Nature (IUCN) applauded the efforts of the author by showering praises on these achievements. The author, having long association with the park, first serving here as a research officer and then its director, had closely witnessed the park passing through all these three phases. He wished to share the told and untold exciting stories of these times with the wildlifer fraternity. Thus, the book was born, rightly split in three parts, that is, past glory, debacle, and remaking. Buffalo grazing, which was stopped in Keoladeo after it became a national park, has been a point of controversy since then among ecologists, wildlifers, and the park management. Some eminent scientists have been holding the stoppage of this grazing responsible for the destruction of the habitat, thus causing the loss of Siberian cranes as winter visitors to Keoladeo. A separate chapter under the heading Debatable Issues has been dedicated by the author to present the facts pertaining to this issue before the wildlife lovers fraternity. Park's Memory Lane is another interesting chapter, giving pictorial description of the historical visits of high dignitaries like Madam Indira Gandhi, the then Prime Minister of India, along with her entire family. Though the book has been written primarily considering interest of general wildlife enthusiasts, but simultaneously it caters to the interests of wildlifers, researchers, wildlife managers, and nature guides. Keeping their interest in mind, for the first time, illustrated checklists of odonates, turtles, and butterflies have been given in the book, in addition to those of flora and other fauna. This book, published by the country's renowned publisher Niyogi Books, is adorned with several mesmerizing pictures of various wild creatures and nature. Apart from the author, most of the pictures have been taken by Naveen Sharma, a prize-winning nature photojournalist, Abrar Khan alias Bholu, Nayan Khanolkar, all big names in the field of ornithology, and Ansar Chote Khan duo. The book will inspire you to visit this park, or perhaps plan yet another visit. Or else, you can simply lose yourself in the pages of this delightful book and let your imaginations take a flight.